I must admit that after seeing the trailer initially, I was not completely impressed with OverPrime's gameplay. I was intrigued, but I stated at the time that I needed to see more to come to a more logical conclusion. This video will expand on the gameplay that was shown by the developers through a match that they streamed, I believe. And we're just going to break it down a little bit, and I'm going to give my honest thoughts on that. And to tell you the truth, they might not be what you think they might be. But before we get into that, a big shout out to our sponsor. Take a listen. This video is brought to you by Western Rise. Their pants are versatile, comfortable, and high performance. They don't wrinkle, smell, or stain, and they stretch in every direction. They have seriously changed how I dress. Now take a look at this. They have 2 pockets on the front and 2 on the back, except one of the pockets has a zipper, which is great for important stuff like your wallet. Not only is it phenomenal, it's comfy as all heck. I mean, you see these joggers that I'm wearing in this video right now. These pants are just as comfortable, but they're actually full-blown pants, so you can wear them out to a night of dancing and socializing. You can bring them over to the basketball court downtown, or you can even wear them at Disneyland when going to Toontown. I mean, you could just take them to town is really what I'm trying to say here. They're also water and stain resistant, so if you accidentally spill a drink while dancing at the club, fear not, your pants will be a-okay and it will not look like you wet yourself. Durable material also means that each pair of pants comes with a lifetime warranty, and these are literally the last pants you will ever need anyway, so what are you waiting for? You could test drive them for free for 7 days, and you can test multiple sizes and colors, and Western Rise will not charge you unless you keep them. It's a great deal. These pants are literally the last pair of pants you will ever need, and I mean, look at me. I am just having a blast in them, quite clearly. And if you don't believe me, well, that's just because you're narrow-minded. And you know what? These pants will actually change that for you. And you will also become rich and famous if you get a pair. Absolutely not a scam. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to westernrise.com/Britik. That's westernrise.com/Britik and use code Britik for 10% off. Link in the description below. So OverPrime showed some Scud gameplay, and as funny as it is to make fun of the name changes from the original names, at the long run it does not matter. So Murdoch, Scud, all the same. You're seeing some gameplay here, which initial reactions, it does look good. Now that we've seen what early game looks like without all the items, it seems more reasonable, it seems more understandable, it's easier to comprehend the information that's on the screen, rather than when later on in the game you will see how once you get attack speed items involved and crit items involved, things start getting a little too crazy. And my initial reactions was that the time to kill was actually a little too long at times, and I don't know if that's just because of the itemization of the Murdoch in this gameplay or what, but it seemed like he was firing way too many shots to kill people normally should die quicker. Maybe that's just a personal gameplay preference of mine, but that's something that I noticed right off the get-go. The other thing that I noticed is that the game is really gorgeous, and there's absolutely no denying that. It's really pretty, and it was really weird looking at the gameplay because it seemed like I was looking at a Frankenstein version of Legacy, because it seemed very familiar yet very new at the same time, which is probably a good thing. You know, going back to a copy and pasted version of Legacy with all the characters, having all the same abilities, probably not be as interesting to returning players. Although, everybody has their own opinions on that, but I think it would be kind of interesting to go back in a second time with the same characters, but renamed with different kits on a map that has been changed quite dramatically, I'd say, and even reskinned a bit for the towers to look different. So I am a fan of how they have taken the initiative to change a lot of the kits. This is very different from how their initial version of Overthrow went, where that was more of a demo version. In this gameplay, you'll notice that Murdoch's kit is, again, familiar yet different at the same time, and he has his buckshot and he has some new abilities like his long-range seeking missiles and a grenade launcher, it seems, which I don't know. We'll have to play around and see if that's balanced. At the end of the day, I can't give you a super duper final conclusion until I actually play the game myself. But we do have a lot to go from in this video. And if you want to sit there and watch it 5 times over and see what all the characters do that are different, be my guest. I'm not going to do that. Another thing that I noticed, though, is that Muriel kind of has a new ability where I'm guessing her old consecrated ground ability, her big shield, is more like a stun now, or just kind of insta-stuns and then slows. I'm not too sure on how that works, but you can tell that her kit is different as well, and that's really the bottom line. So, other than that, when it comes to balance, I'm not really going to say much about the items. I'm not really going to say much since I don't know about the items as well. I have not played this version of the game. I feel like I should have probably said that in the beginning, but it's probably pretty clear by this examination. I always liked Legacy. It was a soft spot in my heart. Could I have thought it would be better laid out in some ways? Sure, yeah, why not? But at the end of the day, if that's the version of the game you're playing, then that's the version of the game you're playing, and everyone else is playing the same version, so everyone has the same issues as you do, and so that's not really a valid criticism either. What I will say is that I did enjoy that they brought back the old Raptor to have a counter objective to the orb. Not really sure what the... Actually, no, I do know what the Raptor does because they kill it a bunch of times. And it gives you bonus move speed out of combat, which will help you rotate around the map. Now, one thing, speaking of rotating, that I'm not a big fan of, was the fast travel mode and how quickly you entered into it. It seems super sped up. It seemed like half the time to take to enter fast travel mode compared to how it was in Paragon. And I know that's going to be happening a lot with a lot of people, so they're going to be comparing this game to Paragon, and I don't think that's the right thing to do, honestly, although it will naturally happen, and you really can't stop your brain from wandering and thinking that way. But I don't think it's really the most important thing to really compare it to Paragon, because at the end of the day, OverPrime is its own game, and they're trying to do their own thing, regardless of whether it looks almost identical to Paragon in the way they're doing it. One thing that I am quite interested to see how the balance works is the way the new OverPrime objective works, where when you go and you dunk it, yes, dunking is back, you summon a giant OverPrime to help fight for you, and it pushes down mid lane and attacks turrets and attacks inhibitors and attacks the core. So instead of giving your team a buff like in the past, you summon a giant rampaging prime down mid lane to destroy stuff. It's like a super minion times 10. And we'll see how this balance works out. It's fun. It's funny to look at even, I'd say. And it should be worth, you know, going and killing prime and getting it, capturing it like a Pokeball, basically, and then summoning it in mid lane and watching it run down the middle of the lane. But I am just really concerned about the balance behind it. I wonder if there's going to be any items that you can build that will help you do more damage to neutral objectives such as Raptor and OverPrime, which could help you with this as well. I don't know. We'll wait and see. It looks like a fun mechanic, but that fun might be turned around very quickly if you're on the other side of that. So we'll wait and see. But overall, I'm actually genuinely excited to try this game, especially once it comes to Steam. And I'm pretty sure, from what I can understand, is that it's coming to Steam very soon. That's their next big goal, is to bring it to Steam. That's what they're planning on doing. That's what they want to do. They're not just kind of saying it and then waving it off. I'm pretty sure that's the next big step. And they've also released a little video showing an insider playtest. I think they hosted this in Korea, if I'm not mistaken. I'm I don't want to be getting the context wrong, but it seems like an event hosted by Netmarble. There's a little 3-minute video of it. You can find it on their channel. I'll also link this whole gameplay in the description below, so you guys can check that out as well, with all the audio and all the flashing noises and everything that go into the game. It would have been a little too overwhelming to have all those noises here in this video. So yeah, I like the bushes. I like the buffs on the sides. I like how it basically works like League, where you don't have vision of them until you're in the bush. Like, you can see stuff coming out of the bush, but you have to go inside to really get vision on them. I mean, you could still hit them, obviously, if you shoot blindly, but in order to see exactly what's going on, and in order to use lock-on target abilities, you do need to have vision of them, whether you have a ward in the bush or whether you are inside the bush yourself. So yeah, anyway, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this little reaction, this review of the gameplay. Overall, good. You know, I like the way the kits worked. I think it looked smooth. We'll see if it plays smoothly. The camera shake, I know there's a setting that you can turn that off. So for those worrying about the camera shake, you can turn that off as well, so you don't have to worry about all that. But anyway, there you guys have it. There's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe for more OverPrime gameplay in the future. I will be live streaming it when it goes live on Steam. I will be playing it. I will be trying it out. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, make sure you have a wonderful day. Peace.